Hi guys, and welcome back to Pass and Move. And for today's episode, as promised, well actually not as expected, you weren't expecting us to face off against Tottenham, so we've got that for you here, the second leg, and we've got some things to show you since what happened in the last episode. So we'll obviously, as always, talk about it a lot more during the game itself. But yeah, we definitely will show you the results, and just so you get a little bit of an idea, we are top of the table with 6 points and a goal difference of 5. Porto are level with us, Benfica not too bad of a start, and the same goes for Sporting. So it looks like all round, not too many surprises just yet, and of course it is very early in the season, our second episode of the season so far, and we'll be showing you another Champions League game. So we did show you the Fenerbahce game, the first leg, and we've played 4 games since, and all, I'm very happy to say, all wins. So we beat Fenerbahce away from home even more convincingly than we did at home. Sydney Sam tried to give his team some a bit of a rallying call after we scored 2 goals through Hassan and Danilo, but Fabio Martins closed things up nicely for us in the 45th minute. Of course, away goals costing them a lot more than home goals, I suppose. We did score 2, but I would easily say the 3 away goals are better. Obviously, not just for numbers, but also for the fact that they're away, they count more. So Chavez was a little bit tougher. They'd scored just before half time. We were away from home. But after a tough second half, a tough halftime rather, team talk, we managed to bounce back with Hassan scoring in the 48th minute and Carlos Gruezo, the new signing, scoring in the 85th minute as well to give us the winner. Away from home against Tottenham was possibly even the more surprising result, where we managed to score 3 away goals. Initially 2 just before halftime, and I thought we were going to somehow cruise away. I did expect a backlash, but I didn't expect it to be 2 goals from Tottenham with Christian Eriksen and Harry Kane on the score sheet, but Fonte managed to get us the win nonetheless in the very last bit of play in that second half, in the 90th minute, and it was crucial to score as many away goals as possible. Hopefully we'll be even more dominant at home. But yeah, we still have a job to do against Tottenham, which is the game that we'll be showing you today, the second leg. If we beat them here, a team that we aren't expected to beat, they're definitely favourites, Tottenham. But yeah, if we beat them here, we're straight into group stages and we'll be meeting expectations. Expectations I thought will be a bit little high, to be honest. They expect us to get into group stage, but I guess it's kind of fair. They didn't really expect us to draw the likes of Tottenham. We did have a bit of fortune, I suppose, against Fenerbahce, but Tottenham are obviously a tough opposition and a new level to what we're used to. Against Olhanense, we did manage to beat them 4-0. With a very convincing first half performance, Danilo Hassan scoring twice within the opening 10 minutes, and we managed to force an own goal. Neves, unfortunately, the victim for that, or fortunately for us rather. And they also had someone sent off in the 76th minute, with Raniel rounding off a dominant performance against them at home, 4-0. The first home league game, to be honest. But obviously, we've played at home against Fenerbahce in the very first game of the season. So we will be showing you Tottenham, and hopefully we do get into group stages and there'll be plenty of games here. But I think if we do lose, we should go into the Europa League, so it's not the end of the world. But hopefully, we want to try and do as best as possible by getting into group stages, and that way we have 6 games guaranteed of Champions League football. And it doesn't, obviously we want to win, but it doesn't really matter too much if we lose. We still get some decent money, and the further we go in Europe, the more money we'll make, and hopefully make our finances a little bit better than they are looking right now. And so yeah, I think we can just go ahead and kick off against Tottenham, and we can talk more in detail about what happened. But this is the team we'll be going with, and actually we'll discuss that as well once the players are done warming up. So yeah, obviously I'm sure you guys have noticed over the summer transfer period we haven't made as many signings as we would have liked. We have made the signings that were necessary in order to have the numbers, or keep the squad numbers up, so that there's a lot of competition within the team. But of course, at the same time, we needed to try and keep and make as much money as possible in order to upgrade facilities, because in the long run, it's far more important than making some transfers. If we upgrade our facilities as much as possible, then you only kind of need to maintain them every now and then. But once you've got the best facilities possible for the club, not only will they increase your players' potential and abilities, but yeah, it will definitely attract higher class players, and we can seriously start to call ourselves one of the top teams in Europe if possible. But anyways, in terms of the squad for today's game, Hassan, Martins and Santos is a standard front three. The midfield is Danilo, Joka and Fernandez. Only Fonte who's missing out on today's game, with Joka getting a chance to prove his worth here against Tottenham. Juancar, Rosic, Jubal and Polino. Very straightforward first team defence, and Moreira gets the nod as is of course a cup game in the end of the day. He's definitely not a backup, to be honest. He's playing all the cup games, which I guess you can consider him as a backup goalkeeper. We do have him on rotation. But in truth, in terms of abilities, what I meant is that he really matches Marafona. They're both good players for most Premier League sides. Hopefully, Moreira can go that one step further and become a leading player, which is why we brought him in, and eventually take over Marafona from being the first goalkeeper, taking over those duties. So he may be a backup technically, but not entirely because of his ability in that sense. We're not necessarily downgrading our goalkeeper. Tottenham going with a very strong 4-2-3-1 formation. Of course, they're going to try and win this game by all means. They possibly or probably need the Champions League football more than us, not in terms of finances, but in terms of stature, of course. So I'd love to tell my players to just go ahead and enjoy themselves, but it is, of course, technically still half-time. Looks like Danilo's the one who gets stressed. It's a little bit unusual, but yeah, if we continue our good start to the season where we haven't drawn or lost yet, of course, it's still very early, but it is good to see at the same time. Let's make sure we've got everything ready here. So we've got the highlights, goals, replays, everything, all that business. Alright, perfect. So yeah, against Fenerbahce, it was surprisingly easy to beat them. I thought it would be tougher, but yeah, it was just good to get through to the best placed playoff round, where we are, of course, now facing off against Tottenham. Joka leading the way through the counter, I think. Danilo is going to score. Come on, make it count. And yes! We're pulling away a little bit from Tottenham, which is great to see. Within 6 minutes, we managed to score our first goal, and hopefully that doesn't spur them on. But yeah, it's just good to kind of get a bit of a lead here. If they score an away goal, it's good that we've managed to score 3, because that means their away goal doesn't count as much if we didn't score a single away goal. But yeah, again, in terms of the outs, I'm sure you're surprised to see Joka a little bit, but Bruno, we kept Joka we didn't want to send him out on, well, actually, in truth, he should have been sent out on loan if we did keep Bruno, but unfortunately for us, Bruno has moved to Chelsea. I think I mentioned in the last episode that he wanted to leave. If I didn't, he has asked to leave to Manchester United or a club of their, stature, as Lamela leads the way for Kane to score. Oh, thank God that hit. Normally when Kane takes a long-range shot like that, that goes in. Thankfully, we've dealt with that and hope maybe we can counter. No, instead it's Tottenham countering to our counter again, and the highlight's not ending, which is a bit concerning. Lamela to Dyer. What's he going to do here? Plays it safely to Son. Take it off him, please. Are we on the counter? We normally start off on the counter. Ooh, Rose is through here. Is he going to put a good ball into the box? And he does, but Jubal deals with it. They're not sharp enough for us, and Hassan couldn't win the ball for us there, but that's the end of that highlight. But yeah, looks like we're getting another highlight. Come on, boys, deal with this threat. We've had more shots, more on target, and a half chance to boot, but Tottenham are kind of making us a little bit nervous here. Son, is he going to score? Plays it safely to Kane, and Kane is the one to score. We should tell our players to concentrate a little bit. Of course, there's no need for knee-jerk reactions, but we should definitely try and pull ahead once more. But yeah, Bruno asked to leave, so we did get double his worth as well as 10% of any future sale, which is a great price to get in the end. Obviously, Chelsea, we could have asked for more, but they always just say we're not interested anymore, and then your player just gets more pissed off. So it's better just to try and get as much money as possible, and we've done that by getting double his worth, as well as getting getting money possibly further down the line. If Joka moves away from Chelsea, we'll get a lot of money hopefully. So Miguel Rosa isn't the direct replacement to Santos, but he is injured, so move Fabio Martins to the right and play Rosa a little bit more comfortable. Hopefully Fabio Martins can actually still do a job there. But yeah, we're just leading by 1 goal. Our away goals won't matter if Tottenham do score 2 more, or even possibly 3. The point is, we need to try and keep them at bay as much as possible. I was actually thinking about playing on contain from the very beginning, It's good to see us score, and as the game goes on, maybe we can consider it, maybe even now. What will Tottenham do here? Dealt with that well. Miguel Rosa, can he lead the counter-attack for us? Don't lose the ball, and that's exactly what it does. Lamela does well to win it back, and Son's on the counter. What a ball though from Lamela. Oh, alright, that's it. It's time to consider going into contain. I'm not happy about this at all. I thought we had a great start. We're gonna have to play with our heads here a bit. We can go back onto counter if Tottenham do score a third. But if we hold on now, we will definitely go through on away goals. Tottenham very just going all out here. They haven't necessarily dominated as much as us. I think it's kind of equal with them edging out the one-click chance, but we have had more possession, more corners. And I guess it's our defense that's letting us down. The Moreira letting in through his near post is definitely not too pleasing. But if we do hold on with Tottenham going a little bit less attacking here, it's a bit strange considering that they're not going to go through. We've scored 3 goals, but maybe we can spur something on from our team here. Definitely not pleased with that first half, considering how we started. It would have been great to go on and not concede 2 goals, but credit to Tottenham, or credit's due, of course. They've managed to grab themselves 2 away goals for themselves as well. So yeah, Joka's a replacement for Bruno. He's not got as much potential, but he's definitely a player who can become a leading player for most Premier Liga sides, and hopefully he can do that for us. But yeah, we mainly got Fonte, so it's not too much to worry about. Fran Sergio also has finally left, and I think we've managed to replace him with, I think we're working on that actually. As a highlight here, hopefully it's our way. Sometimes going into contain actually works in your favour, and I've managed to score about 2-3 goals sometimes on contain. So hopefully Fernandes here doesn't do anything stupid. Safely back to Jubal. What's he going to do here? To Danilo, our main star man in our team. Of course, he will leave us if we don't win the title this year. He's already threatened us that, of course. And hopefully we can, you know, prove it to him. So Rosa to Hassan. So far, so good from us, and that is a stupid tackle for Vertonghen, but somehow the referee just plays on, and it is Tottenham on the attack, and now they're going to score once more in this highlight. Lamela leading the way. He's already done some danger to us already, or some damage rather. And Son's won it back. Polino, I guess okay to Moreira, and Fabio Martinez is really not even trying to win that, and Dele Alli is leading the way again. Long range shot, please. Stupid long range shot. Just knock it out. Nope, they're playing smart. Tete, can we stop him? Of course we can't. Alright, so we've lost any type of lead we would have hoped, and I think what I'm going to do is we just go straight into control. At this point, any goal they score now will count more than ours, and suddenly now we need to score 2 goals, and if they just score 1 more, our 2 goals won't even matter. So we kind of just have to go into control. Quite disappointing to go out this way. It's very similar to the Roma game where we managed to beat Roma in the Europa League. 2 goals I think it was in the first game, and they managed to come back again and absolutely destroy us. And this is very reminiscent of that, of course. Rosa, the goal net was empty. That's definitely a clear-cut chance, and he should be very upset with himself there. I think it's because he's shot with his weaker foot, but still. Alright then, Hassan off for Raniel, had a terrible game so far. Joka for Fonte, definitely. And hopefully these 2, especially Fonte, make a difference for us. 30 minutes to go. So Chavez was another team that we had a poor record against, so it was great for us to win, especially because it was a comeback. And against Spurs, I was hoping we can hold on and go past them, unlike against Roma, but as today's game's proving so far, that looks unlikely. 3 away goals were great, of course, but they did score 2 at their home, and it's proving costly here as they score 3 away from home. Well, there's nothing else to do, actually, really. We're going to have to go into overload at one point, but Tottenham playing it smart, and they will go through unless we manage to score 1 more goal, and that will still only send us into extra time and possibly penalties. So they're sat back a little bit by the looks of it, but this is the highlight with Ziyech leading the way. Vertonghen, still not sure how he got away with that tackle, but Dyer's got the ball here, and they're just playing it smart, playing it the way we like to play, just trying to keep possession. So it's nice to see us edge possession a little bit, but obviously it does not matter with Tottenham winning 3-1 here. What are Tottenham going to do here? Just tell me we win the ball and counter, that would be much better. Sondo proved a danger man in the first leg, and he's done so today as well. But Reniel does lead the counter-attack for us here. Can he do something special? Don't take a stupid long-range shot, which is obviously what he does, and actually it goes in. So please take more stupid long-range shot for sure. Second goal of the season so far, and what time to score it. Maybe we can actually get a another one, basically, a third goal. If we do get a third and just hold out for the rest of the game. But what a hit here from Raniel. Oh, that's a huge deflection as well. Who's that? Alderweireld. I was hoping to be Vertonghen so I can say, yeah, we got our revenge. But there's an immediate highlight here, please. Our way? No, obviously. Yep. How stupid is that? And they're not offside because both our men on... Oh, you know what? I don't even know. I'm just not going to say anything here. So, they've edged out our away goals. They managed to get 4 here, so we're going to actually have to score 2 more, not 1 more, in the span of 9 minutes plus injury time. So can we do it? I've gone into overload. The likelihood is actually that will mean we'll concede more, but we have to kind of just throw everything we've got at Tottenham here. And look at that. Goalkeeper, I swear, I'm telling you, there were about 2 Tottenham players impeding the play there. But I guess the match engine doesn't catch that. We've also had the defender right where the goalkeeper was for some strange reason. But either way, very disappointed to go out in this manner. If we could have relied on our defense more, every single one of them got less than 6.5 rating, so that's very telling, of course. But yeah, just disappointing performance overall. If we got into the group stages, it would have been perfect, and that's disappointing to see. But maybe we can do some more damage this year in the Europa League and go further than we did last season, and maybe even challenge for the Europa League title. So against Olahanse, Danilo was such a lethal shooter during that game. He hasn't proven so this game. But yeah, he's very important for us during that away game, I think it was. We'll definitely miss him if he eventually does decide to leave. But it's nice to see us dispatch, the smaller sides like that. You know what? We weren't necessarily favourites. I already told them off at half-time. Just leave it. And it ends 6-5. On aggregate after a very exciting 2 legs, but it's just disappointing it didn't work out in our favour. I was really hoping we could beat Tottenham. We kind of had them in the beginning there, and I think we just about edged them in terms of dominating the game. 17 shots either side, 7 shots on target, both 50% possession, but I don't know, we really matched them there. We gave them a serious game, and I thought we would edge them there. But ultimately, they proved to be more clinical than us. Harry Kane grabbing 2 goals and being the man of the match. But yeah, against Olahanse, it was really good to see us dispatch the smaller teams like that. Completely dominant performance as Tottenham dominated us today, I guess. Even though I warned the players in the very beginning to really focus on the game. So it's disappointing to see us fall apart there. But either way, I like our new signing, Fernandez. He anchors the midfield quite well. He's normally obviously a ball-winning midfielder, but he does the anchorman job very well. I actually quite like him. Joka as well. He's not necessarily scored the goal yet, but he definitely takes on a lot of... he gets into more advanced positions than Fonte does and takes a lot more shots than Fonte does. He eventually will score, of course. Fonte did manage a goal himself, but I just like the way Joka plays the advanced playmaker role a little bit better. But obviously still early on, he could lose his spot and all that business. And yeah, another great update to give you guys, other than today's game, is actually that we do have about 1k more season ticket holders. So that increase will, help us a bunch. We received 2 million for losing. And I think that sends us into Europa League. I'm really not entirely sure how this works. Do people who only fall out of the group stage go into the... Where's the rules? Yeah, loser wins more than the winner. But is that because we don't get into Europa? I think it'll be more clear later on, but by the looks of it, it looks like we don't even drop into Europa League, so that's gonna do us some serious damage over this year's period, I suppose. But maybe it gives us more of a chance to focus on the Premier Liga more, and obviously in other cup competitions. But maybe we can go a step further and actually compete and win something on the side. The board are obviously unhappy with 45%. I suppose they can understand that we lost against a like of Tottenham, but it is definitely disappointing without a doubt. So yeah, I think that's all for today's episode. We will be back in 5 games time as always, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we'll be showing you the Ferreira game. We've got very interesting games against Benfica there as well. Tondela have proven themselves some tough opposition as well, but we have 4 Premier Liga games in between now, this episode and the next one. So hopefully we'll show you that we're possibly still in the same spot as in today's episode. If we're still top, that'd be great. 4 games from now, if we still manage to grab ourselves 12 points, that'd be perfect. We'll be having a great start to the Premier League, and hopefully we can keep that up. But anyways, I think that will be all for today's episode. So if you did enjoy it, then of course please do hit the like button and subscribe for more Daily Football Manager 2017 content. And as always guys, thank you all very much for watching.